Hi, RJon. So I was wondering if you could give some additional guidance on letting go of the need to be right and in control. And I guess my context is I've got new attorneys.
Okay, let's start off
Yeah,
with the need
right.
to be in control, because
Okay.
I can help you with that more easily in this context.
Okay.
The need to be right really is like a mastermind and
Okay.
unleash the beast, kind of like we got to go into some deep shit.
Okay.
Uh, I find that a lot of people who say they have a need to be in control really are settling for the illusion of being in control. And when we can help you realize and recognize that that you're just settling for the illusion of being in control, I find that like the bloom is off the rose and it's no longer so appealing to sit there pretending like you're in control. Does that make sense?
It does.
So give me an example of something that you imagine yourself to be in control of.
So I guess in the context of doing legal work, I definitely feel at home doing the legal work or supervising the legal work. And I know I've got to let go, and I do to an extent, but it feels really good to be back in the legal work. You know, when
Right, but now you're talking about something different.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're talking about hiding out in something that's comfortable and familiar.
Okay.
And I thought we were talking about
Yeah.
the illusion of being in control. So give me an example of something that you don't delegate because you tell yourself that you're, quote unquote, in control. I need to do this because I can't give up control. I need to do this because no one can do it as good as me. Those types of things. Give me an example of something like that.
Okay, so just for examples, there's some, when we go through the list, I mean, we'll do gas call challenges, and some of the staff will have, people, but there are always people that I hold back on that I'll call that person.
Because?
And because I have a longer relationship with them, I know them.
Are you calling the person because you like the person? Like, I genuinely like this person and I want to call them because I like talking to this person and I want to call them? Or are you calling them and not letting your staff call them because you tell yourself that only you can call this person?
Only I can call them, to the point that my list is long enough that I don't get them all called, but I'm the guy that needs to call them.
And you tell yourself, only I can call them because they will be offended if they get a call from anyone other than me? Or you tell yourself, I have to be on the call them, I have to be the one to call them because I'll call them better than anyone else?
That it'll be more out of the blue to them. They won't really connect up with what the point of the call is.
So you basically make up a big story. Why don't we put the story to the test?
Mm-hmm.
What if we had someone from your staff call them and it worked out just fine? Then we could bust this myth, couldn't we?
Yes.
Okay, so would you go home and put it to the test?
We can do that.
Well, then there you go.
Okay.
And everything you think that no one else can do besides you, ask yourself, like, what's the worst thing that could happen if you let someone else do this and they screwed it all up? I mean, like, honestly, what's the worst thing that could happen? Well, and we can mitigate that risk, right? We can mitigate that risk by, number one, give this person from your staff someone to call who has not given you any referrals in a long, long time. Well, if the person's not giving you any referrals already, how bad can this person screw it up?
Right.
They're already not giving you referrals.
Or send out the pre-email saying, we want to contact you,
The
we
second
expect a
thing
call
is you can
from
send
someone
out
on the staff.
pre-email, and you
or-
can send out the letter and say, I'm gonna have someone from my team call you because we wanna check in on you, blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
Okay, I like that.
You could say, you could send out the pre-email, you could send out the pre-letter, and have someone from my office call you. And if you prefer that we call you at a specific time, click here to schedule an appointment. And if someone clicks here and schedules an appointment, knowing that they're gonna be getting a call from someone other than Jerry, Jerry's ego may have a rough day, but Jerry's bank account will have a good day.
Okay, I like that.
So there's just some practical, profitable mindset lessons for you.
Okay, thanks, appreciate
Get
it.
it? See how I just worked that in? Practical, profitable mindset.
Thanks.
Bye now. Oh, prices will be going up after this live quarterly meeting. I will be raising the price after this live quarterly meeting. I will be raising the prices after this live quarterly meeting for one reason. Would anyone like to tell me the reason? Sorry? Because I'm teaching a practical, profitable mindset lesson, exactly. Because you will lose money when you delay and you hesitate, you procrastinate. And so I'm going to teach you a practical, profitable mindset lesson by making you pay more when you decide later that you're going to want to do what you should have done sooner. And by the way, when you pay me a little bit more, if you learn the lesson, it will be really profitable for you, because I promise you there's things that are costing you even more than that already now in your life. Yes.
Hi. My question is about the luncheons. So I have a business partner, and should we do the same luncheons together, or should we each be working our own group of referrals during the luncheons?
How often do you want to do lunches? Once a week? Once a month?
Once a month.
Okay. On, what is it, the months that start with J or something like that? Does anyone know that thing? 30 days has September. April, May, and November. Those are the months, do them together.
Okay.
And the other months do them, I don't fucking care, it doesn't matter, just do it. Hey, let's do a lunch together this month. Great, let's do it together. Hey, let's split our forces and divide and conquer. Great, let's divide.
I'm more of asking like strategy, because we also have 4 locations for our firm. And
Listen, sometimes I go to the grocery store with Allie. We have a house manager who goes to the grocery store for us most of the time. But sometimes when we go to the grocery store, we're going to the grocery store because we like to see what's new and what we haven't seen before. And so we like to kind of like shop together. And sometimes we go to the grocery store, and for whatever reason, we say, I'm going to go this way, I'm going to go that way, and I'll meet you at the Olive Bar.
got it. Can I ask one more?
Yes.
So when we're doing the thank you cards, would it be wise to like have your company logo and personalize it to you on them, or is that too tacky? Like,
I would recommend you just make it personal. Make it personal.
okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, RJon. Okay, I'm up here because you told me to get up off my ass because I want a $1 million law firm. So,
Hang on. I changed my mind. Use your firm logo and your tagline. Do that. Sorry.
well, I'm at the mic because you told me to get up and get to the mic. I came to this LQM with the determination to figure out what more I could do in terms of marketing and generating leads for my business. And I'm going to do this.
What were the firm's revenues last year or this year going to be?
We're on track to be about 250,
Okay.
right? So I think if I'm thinking about maybe what obstacles may be lying ahead for me with regards to implementing this, My capacity in terms of my production team is a little splotchy right now. So I'm pulled in terms of doing sales, as well as managing staff and recruiting. But I mean, still got to do it. And I came here to thinking, I was thinking I was going to maybe hire a marketing firm to help. But I'm going to do this. Any gems you could offer me? I'm doing a lot. But
Do
it
you
has to
have
be-
do you have an associate?
I don't have an associate.
Hire an associate.
Can you, in terms of, we're hearing about, and a lot of people are expressing this great resignation, is there any new strategies we should be employing in terms of recruiting? Because it's seeming like the market's a little dry, or is that just BS?
Ask Sam Doncaster how dry the market is. Ask
Sam?
Elaretha Coleman how dry the market is.
They're saying it's pretty dry. Everybody's confirming it's.
And
Oh, you're not, what are you saying? Okay, I'll talk to Sam then.
listen, dry is a relative term.
Okay.
You just have to do a marketing campaign to make people want to work at your firm. And then you have to, it's always competitive. Let me clarify. The market is exactly the same now as it's always been, with no changes hardly at all, if you're only hiring superstars. The market for superstars is the same as the market for superstars has always been. The market for the dregs of society is dry. The market for people who you probably don't want to be hiring anyway, that's dry. Superstars always have lots of options. They have lots of options when the economy is good. They have lots of options when the economy is bad. Superstars are superstars. They always have options. It's always the same market for superstars.
Okay.
Guys, once you get what I'm saying, you'll understand the market doesn't change for superstars.
I understand that. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. You got to recruit them. You got to make them want to work for your firm.
Okay,
All right?
thank you.
Yes.
Hi.
See Carrie Schultz and ask her for that thing you do.
So my question is, how do you have the mindset of a $1 million business owner when you are a $100,000 business owner?
Okay, so this is a continuation of a question that she asked earlier, and I asked her, and I only got to answer the first half of the question. So Deanna or Dylan from my team, you'll get that recording, and you'll post that on the Facebook group so everyone can see the beginning of this question and the beginning of this answer. And now we're going to pick up part 2 of this answer. So the question is, how do you have the mindset of a $1 million business owner when you have a business that's only grossing $100,000, right?
Yeah.
And the earlier part of the answer, I gave the practical, profitable part of the answer. And now I'll give you the mindset part of the answer. All right? Do you know anyone who has gained a lot of weight very quickly?
Yes.
Do you know anyone who has become an alcoholic?
No.
Do you know anyone who has gotten addicted to drugs?
No.
You don't know anyone who's become an alcoholic or gotten addicted to drugs?
No.
Wow. Okay. If you were to try to give someone a prescription, okay, so you know someone who's gained a lot of weight very quickly.
Yes.
Okay, don't tell me the name of this person, but just what was the nature of your relationship?
My spouse.
Your spouse gained a lot of weight quickly. Okay. How much weight did your spouse gain? Just as a percentage of body weight.
I don't know, like 15 pounds?
Okay. How did your spouse manage to gain all that weight?
He was at home during COVID.
A lot of people were at home during COVID and they didn't gain a lot of weight. So being at home during COVID is not a prescription for gaining a lot of weight. How did your spouse gain all that weight? Like, walk me through it. Give me a prescription. I want to learn how to gain 15 pounds quickly. How do I do it? Step one.
So he says it's because he has
Just tell me,
Yeah.
step one, how do I gain 15 pounds quickly?
You eat without, burning it off, I guess.
Step one.
Eat food.
Okay, that is not a prescription for how you gain 15 pounds quickly.
That's step one.
That's not step one, because I went on a modified keto diet shortly after the April live quarterly meeting for no good reason at all. I just stopped going to the gym for about 2 months. And so all I did was went on a modified slow carb keto diet, and with no exercise, I lost 12 pounds. So just eating food is not a prescription for gaining 15 pounds. And under this diet, by the way, you can eat as much as you want, whenever you want, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, day or night, anytime you feel like it. You can just shove food down your throat as much as you want, and you still lose weight. The problem is with this diet is you're so sick of eating that you end up eating less. But anyway, the point I'm making is you've now given me 2 explanations that are bullshit. Your first explanation was a shallow, poorly thought through, unanalyzed answer of you just stay home during COVID. Except lots of people stayed home during COVID and they didn't lose weight. So that's clearly not the way you do it, right? And then the second question, give me a prescription. You said you eat lots of food. But I just told you I ate lots of food and I didn't lose weight. I mean, I didn't gain weight. I lost weight.
I
So
guess-
now tell me, how do I gain 15 pounds quickly?
So my problem is that I don't know how to gain weight quickly.
I
Like,
don't believe
yeah.
that. This is your third piece of bullshit you've now fed me.
But I don't. I
You
can
do.
eat as much
You-
as I want and I don't gain weight.
You do know how to gain 15 pounds. Don't help her. She doesn't need help.
I can tell
You
her in
do.
2 seconds.
Don't help her. Don't. Let her have this experience for herself. She's about to have a breakthrough, and I don't want anyone fucking this up for her. Now I got to start all over again and get her back to this place where she's about to have a breakthrough. You do know how to gain 15 pounds quickly because you're a highly educated, you're one of the most highly educated human beings who has ever lived on this planet. You know that?
I do now.
Had
didn't
you
think-
never considered this before?
I didn't think I was the most highly educated.
Well, think about how many human beings have lived on this planet since the beginning of time. Yeah? How many of them were illiterate? Most human beings have gone through most of human history illiterate, right? How many people have gone to college? Most people alive today did not go to college, right? Of the people who went to college, how many went to law school? Most people who went to college did not go on to any kind of graduate post-secondary education. So out of the entire history of the human species, you are like at the pinnacle of one of the most highly educated human beings who's ever walked the planet, and you're telling me you don't have any idea how a human body could gain 15 pounds quickly. I call bullshit. I know you know this. I know you can figure this out. So you asked me for a practical mindset lesson on how to start thinking like the owner of $1 million law firm when you only have a $100,000 law firm. The answer is hold yourself to higher thinking standards. Hold yourself to higher standards of analysis. Think things all the way through. Don't let yourself off the hook with, well, I don't know. Don't let yourself off the hook with, well, I've never experienced it before. Own up to the fact that you are one of the most highly educated human beings who's ever walked the planet in the history of our species, and think things through. Most of the people with multi-million-dollar businesses, you ask them a question, you're going to see they give you deeper answers than a lot of people with struggling businesses. You ask them, did you start thinking stuff through more after you had a multi-million-dollar business? And they're going to say, no, I would not have a multi-million-dollar business were it not for the fact that I began the habit of thinking things through more deeply. Am I saying the truth, everyone? I know you know when you're talking bullshit, don't you?
I think so, but I don't think that was bullshit, though.
Go to the microphone.
Oh, I do, but I really think that's how people gain weight.
Sorry?
I really think that's how people gain weight.
Really? You think that if I eat healthy fruits and vegetables and healthy proteins, that I'll just start gaining weight? No. To gain 15 pounds really quickly, I have to eat fatty foods, I have to eat fried foods, I have to eat sugary foods, I have to eat high carbohydrate foods. Don't you know this?
I've never experienced that.
And now you're back to thinking like the owner of a $100,000 law firm thinks, because you're just telling me more bullshit. I didn't ask you if you have experienced it. I said, don't you know this?
But that's not true
Aren't
for
you
me.
aware of this information? Aren't you aware of how the body processes food?
Yes, but I eat a lot of junk and I don't gain weight. It doesn't
You're
work.
continuing to demonstrate the thinking patterns of the owner of a struggling business, because now you're evading owning your power. I am treating you with respect as a person who I believe has a lot of power, as a person who I believe has a lot of intelligence, as a person who I believe has a lot of education, and you're treating yourself like an idiot. I'm treating you with respect, and you're treating yourself like a fool. Now, I don't know who else you have in your life that tolerates you treating yourself like a fool, but I'm not going to tolerate you treating yourself like a fool. I don't know, maybe you have people in your life who you tolerate them treating you like a fool, but no one here is going to treat you like a fool. I don't know what you might have going on in your life where you hide behind this facade of being an idiot, but we see you as not being an idiot. We see you as being a smart, competent, intelligent person. And we're going to expect you to show up as that person when you come to these meetings. And when you start showing up like that in the rest of your life, very quickly you will find that your business will grow and you'll soon be the owner of $1 million business. It's uncomfortable, isn't it? No?
No,
Not scary?
no,
Not scary? Not uncomfortable?
no.
Great, then you should have no problem with this. This should be easy for you. You know what that will make you?
An owner of $1 million law firm.
And also better than the rest of us. Because it scares the rest of us to show up as in our full power. It's scary. There's your answer.
But what if I don't know what that looks like? Like, how do I get there? I can't imagine it.
Okay. Would the owner of a $1 million law firm, do you imagine that the owner of a $1 million law firm, how do you imagine the owner of a $1 million law firm would get from the hotel to the airport? Did you fly here?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. How do you imagine the owner of a $1 million law firm would get from here to the airport?
I guess here to the airport, maybe a limo
Okay. How are you getting to the airport?
with an Uber.
All right. Do you imagine the owner of a $1 million law firm would fly home coach, business class, or first class, or private?
Probably business,
How are you flying home?
coach.
All right. How do you imagine the owner of a $1 million law firm would get home from the airport? Have someone pick them up, hail a taxi, try to find an Uber, or have a private car service meet them at baggage claim, help them with their bags, take the bags to the car, put the bags in the car, and then drive them home?
The last one.
How are you getting home from the airport?
I parked my car at the airport.
All right. On Tuesday morning, what do you think the owner of a $1 million law firm would do for breakfast? Eat breakfast, skip breakfast, eat a carb-loaded, sugary breakfast, or eat a nutritious, healthy breakfast to power them for the day?
Probably eat well,
Probably they
nutritiously.
eat pretty well, right? What are you going to have for breakfast on Tuesday morning?
Probably won't have breakfast.
All right. Are you seeing where we're going here?
Yes.
We could just go through every decision, and every decision you're going to make, you can ask yourself, I wonder what the owner of a $1 million firm would do. And to the extent that you do the things that the owner of a $1 million firm would do, you start to move your life into alignment with that way of living, and it will become your reality. And to the extent that you make decisions that are incompatible, inconsistent, contrary to the decisions that the owner of a $1 million business would do, you are pushing that life away from yourself. And to the extent that you say, well, I don't know exactly what the owner of a $1 million law firm would have for breakfast, you now know lots of owners of lots of multi-million-dollar law firms, and you can ask them what they would have for breakfast. So raise your hand if you have a $1 million law firm. Watch this. Dustin, what are you going to have for breakfast?
Some eggs and juice.
Eggs and juice. Tom? Just coffee. Okay. Who else? Yogurt with strawberries and some chia seeds. Holly? 2 hard-boiled eggs. Who else? You don't have a $1 million law firm. Why do you keep speaking up like you're the owner of a $1 million law firm when you're not the owner of a $1 million law firm? Would anyone with a $1 million law firm eat a breakfast burrito for breakfast? Francisco would. There's no right or wrong answers here, right? But, some people are breakfast eaters, some people aren't breakfast eaters. There's no oh, you have to do it this way. But you start meeting people, you start talking to people, you start understanding the way they live, and you kind of find the right way for you with some ideas from them. Is there anyone here with a multi-million-dollar law firm who's flying home coach? Look around. No one. Is there anyone here with a multi-million-dollar law firm who drove your car and left your car at the airport? Maybe there are. Look, a few of them did. Why? Listen to their reasons why. There's no right or wrong answer. Why? Because it was more convenient for her to do that is the answer. All right? I'm flying home private from this live quarterly meeting. It's my first time flying private. Thank you. I don't want to hear the applause. This isn't a brag. This isn't a brag. 3 weeks ago, I flew Southwest Airlines. Red eye.
Is everything okay with the business, RJon?
Please go to the back of the room. You know why I flew Southwest Airlines, red eye, by the way, with Erica? Because it was the only flight out of Phoenix that allowed us to stay through the end of the meeting that we were there for and be home in time to drive Ty to school. It was the only flight I could find, and so I sucked it up and I flew fucking Southwest Airlines. And any one of you who tries to tell me that Southwest is great, you're fucking wrong. It sucks. It what? What's one and done means? Oh yeah, do it once and you're done. No, I mean, the point I'm trying to make is, look, it's not like I'm some prima donna who, oh, I can only fly first class. When coach is more convenient, I fly coach. I have a friend who doesn't just fly private, he owns his own jet. And sometimes it's more convenient for him to just jump on a commercial plane and fly somewhere. This isn't about acting a certain way or, you know, oh, I'm too cool for school or all that bullshit. It's about doing what works for you for reasons that are authentic and real for you. You get what I'm saying?
I do. I have other questions, but I can save them from later.
Yeah, later. All right, next.
Hello. During breakfast this morning, you said that we need to make decisions from the place that we want to be instead of where we are, which is sort of related to the conversation that we just had. But where I'm struggling is not being satisfied with the progress that I'm making. And Arnell will hand me my ass later today when I go back to my seat. I started my firm 9.5 months ago, and I'm on a run rate for 100,000, which is great. Like, I want to be a $3.5 million law firm in like 4 years.
Why?
Because that's the life that I want for myself and my kid.
Why a $3.5 million law firm? Why not a $2.5 million law firm? Why not a $4 million law firm? Why
Because
$3.5 million?
that's the number that will get me the life that I want for my kid.
Well, then why do you need a $3.5 million law firm? What about, how much does it cost to live the way you and your kid want to live?
I need total owner benefit of about $1.5 million.
Okay, and you calculated that into a $3.5 million firm?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
So where I'm struggling is I have a new business that I'm not getting there as fast as I want it to because, like, I'm impatient. How do I deal with that?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. Because there's certain things that just take time, and there's certain things that you'd make take longer than they have to. So what are some decisions, what's an example of a decision you have to make? You know you have to make this decision.
The fucking videos. And it's not only you, or whatever
Fucking
that is.
videos? I
No,
didn't
it's
know we were
not
in
that.
that
No,
business.
no, oh gosh, no. Sorry. Okay, so we're not going there. No. No. Okay, let's start over.
Jim was modified the business model without telling me.
No, it's
Where's the money coming from? Well, we modified the business model. Added a new SKU.
y'all don't want to see that. No, it's the video marketing, right? Like,
Oh, sorry, say again?
it's the video marketing. I know that the videos do better. I don't want to do them. I don't like doing them. I don't enjoy doing them, but I know that I have to do them.
Why do you have to do them? Maybe there's a different way to do this. Look, are you convinced that that's the only way that you have to do the videos? Because you know what? Maybe you don't have to do the videos and you're wasting your time beating yourself up thinking you have to do something that you don't really have to do.
Well, that's how I feel about it too. Is like I don't want to do them.
Make
I
a
would much rather
decision
do the
right
marketing.
now if you're going to do the videos or you're not going to do the videos.
Honestly, I would rather do
Make a
this. I would
decision.
rather do what we've been doing today.
Make a decision if you're going to make the video, if you're going to do the videos. See, guys, you know how long it takes to make a decision? That's how long it takes to make a decision. It might take you years before you'll make your decision. You might beat yourself up for days or weeks or months or years before you'll make your decision, but every decision ultimately gets made like that. So just make a decision. I'm gonna do the videos or I'm not gonna do the videos. Now hold on a second. If you're gonna do the videos, then you're gonna do the videos and there's no more negotiating, just do it. If you're not gonna do the videos, then let's never speak of it again and you have to find a different way to market your firm and we're never gonna think about videos again. Which is it gonna be?
I'm sorry, Jimbo. Wherever you are. I'm not doing the videos.
Good,
This-
videos are
okay.
done. No more videos. Well, now you have to find other ways to market your firm, not with videos. There, done.
Okay, this. 63% of my
I
business
know what
comes
this
from.
is. Standing at the microphone and asking me questions?
No, sorry, this weekend. This weekend, like this referral marketing.
then do
This
this.
is it. Okay. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, thanks.
I got time for one more question. Maybe two. Okay, quick.
Hi.
And then who's doing the 90-day action plan, Renee? What? Okay, Eric? Okay, go backstage, Julie.
Yeah, I hate getting up to the mic, but I did anyway. Anyway, and a lot of people ask the same question I have. I have a couple. One is I'm really afraid to double my business. I don't want to double my business. I just want to grow a nice, calm 30% like I have been.
You understand that in almost any other room, saying that would make no sense at all to anyone. I just want to grow my business a nice, calm 30%. I mean, go on some lawyer discussion forums and say that and just brace yourself for all kinds of attacks. Because most law firms, owners, think that 30% is a fantasy land. Anyway, what's your question?
So I want to double my income. I'm just afraid of doubling my business.
Then double your income and don't double your business.
Okay. And the other thing is I'm really afraid of all things that have to do with social interaction marketing. Like all my marketing is digital. But I want to do that. I think this would be really good for my business, so I want to do this. I just don't know.
I happen to know some things about your business, and this is why I was so excited for you to do a VIP day.
I'll see you on in March.
Yeah,
for that.
I'm excited about it. There's lots of opportunities for you to double your income without doubling your business. Number one, your prices are too low. Number two, you don't sell enough to your existing clients. Number three, you don't sell enough to your existing clients ongoing consistently, even after the transaction is over. So there's lots of extra profit in your existing business without you doubling the business. There you go.
That all sounds correct to me.
I know you know this. We'll work on this on the VIP day.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks. Bye.
Hi, I'm Mayar, and I practice in Southern California, business and construction law. So I've built the majority of my business we just celebrated 11 years in practice with referrals, and built a really solid reputation in the community in Orange County. Now that I'm expanding and I've hired some new attorneys, for the first time ever, we're experiencing clients that are not satisfied, and we're getting dropouts, or a couple clients dropped. And it's just very hard for me to deal with it. I understand.
Hard for you to deal with it, like emotionally hard for you?
Both
Or
of
it
them.
requires a lot of time and effort and energy?
Both.
Okay.
And I understand that part of this is because of our training that probably wasn't good. However, while I'm implementing the policies and procedures for proper training, etc., how do I deal with this attrition and with the loss of the reputation that I'm seeing happen?
Are you picking up the phone and calling the clients and making things right?
Yes, I am.
And what kind of feedback are you getting from the clients about how things could have not been screwed up in the first place?
A lot of issues are with communication.
Okay, and do you think that the clients have a point? Like, are the clients making valid points, or are the clients unreasonable?
No, in one situation, the client was unreasonable, but a couple other ones, yes, they're reasonable and
Okay,
it's
so you need to
communication
improve the client
issues.
communications.
Correct.
Okay, so is the answer just that simple? Improve the client communications?
Well, the problem is that the different attorneys doing different things in different cases. Some clients want hand-holding all the time, which I can't do in every case, because
Wait, got it. So your business probably is growing to the point, and we've got some members who do this. You can just ask around. Raise your hand if you have a client coordinator, kind of like a case manager, concierge. Look around, look around, look around. Look in front, look in the front, look at the front, look at the back. Talk to any of them. You're at the point now where the clients get a client coordinator who coordinates the communications between the attorney and the paralegal and the firm, and the client really begins to develop. The client coordinator is really the main point of contact with the client. By the way, that will make your law firm more profitable too.
Okay, okay. So what are the qualifications I need to look for in this kind of a client?
I don't have time to spec that all out for you. Raise your hands again if you've got one.
Okay,
Talk
I'll
to them, post on the forum.
I'll talk to
Talk to
you.
your COO.
Okay,
Talk to Nicole, talk to Jessica. See Jessica? Look behind Jessica.
yeah, I know, she's my COO.
Yeah, talk to Jessica.
Okay.
Jessica can absolutely, positively help you with this.
Okay,
All right?
all
Good.
right, thank you.
All right, Vlad, and then this guy whose name I forgot, I'm sorry, and then we're done. Vlad, quickly.
Vlad Portnoy, estate planning, elder law in New York. I'm saving your assets. It's a work in progress. But the question is, I need to, I'm at the point where I need to fully restructure. I'm more scared now than I was coming in. And the gas calls. At the very beginning, during the boot camp, it was like, you should pick up the phone and call. That's one thing. I don't know, I'm internalizing. What if I find out that the client I really thought I did a good job for 4 years ago is going to be like, oh, I always hated you.
Then you'll find out that they always hated you.
Can I have someone else make the gas call?
Yes, you can.
Is that allowed, normal, not as effective?
I'm begging you to please get someone else other than you to pick up the phone and make your gas calls.
Understood. Thank you.
Just understand that they're going to come back and tell you, bad, this client hates you.